Behind a sealed factory wall, workers once found a machine so advanced that its brass gears, wiring, and control panels looked decades ahead of the age that built it. The first shock was not genius but contradiction. The invention had solved a real industrial problem, yet it needed a world of repairmen, spare parts, and habits that never fully arrived. Industrial history is full of such ghosts, brilliant mechanisms that worked once, vanished from memory, and left only drawings, rumors, and corroded metal behind. Each lost machine proves the same unsettling truth. Progress does not march forward in a straight line, and some leaps disappear before anyone learns how to live with them. Beneath the streets, hidden systems do the real work. Power grids, pumps, cables, and tunnels that keep a city alive while everyone else only sees the skyline. The machines people photograph are often the least important ones, because the true giants hide under roads, inside walls, and beneath the feet of millions. Then came the megaprojects, where scale outran control and engineering confidence became dangerous, because a structure can be magnificent and still be one flaw away from failure. One bad assumption, one weak material, or one overlooked stress point can turn a grand vision into a ruin that still weighs more than the city that built it. The largest systems were often the least forgiving, because every extra ton of steel multiplied the cost of cleaning, cooling, and keeping the thing alive. And some inventions were not failures at all, only machines built for a future that did not exist yet, waiting on better materials, stronger supply chains, and a society ready to maintain them. When the sealed door finally gave way, the factory room did not contain a relic of the past, but a machine that looked as if it had arrived from a more advanced future. Its purpose was practical, not magical, to solve a real bottleneck that engineers understood, even if the world around it could not yet support the answer. Industrial history is full of such devices, brilliant and brief, built to work once and then vanish into warehouses, patents, and silence. A forgotten mechanism like this becomes proof that progress is not a straight road, but a corridor lined with dead ends, detours, and half-remembered breakthroughs. Beneath the streets, other machines kept civilization alive with no applause at all. Pumps, cables, valves, and tunnels moving power, water, and heat through the dark. These are the hidden organs of a city, more important than the monuments people photograph, because they fail first and touch everything when they do. At the other extreme, megaprojects tried to make history visible, only to discover that scale itself can become the flaw. The bigger the ambition, the harsher the accounting, because one design mistake can multiply through thousands of tons of steel and concrete. And when maintenance is impossible, even the grandest machine becomes a liability, because every access panel, pump, and bearing eventually asks to be paid back. That is why some inventions failed only on paper, while others waited in storage for materials, supply chains, and habits the era could not yet provide. When the sealed door finally gave way, the room beyond held a machine so intricate that it looked borrowed from a future that had never arrived. It was not a monument to triumph, but a contradiction. A clever solution built for a problem the world was not ready to support. Industrial history is crowded with these brief marvels, machines that worked once, then slipped into silence and were forgotten. Seen this way, progress no longer looks like a straight road, but a path full of dead ends, detours, and brilliant mistakes. Beneath the streets, the hidden systems mattered more than the statues above them, because cities survived on pumps, cables, tunnels, and valves nobody photographed. Those invisible networks carried heat, power, and movement with a discipline that was easy to ignore until they stopped. Then came the megaproject, where scale expanded faster than judgment and confidence started to behave like a liability. One flawed joint, one weak alloy, or one impossible assumption could turn that vision into a structure designed to fail under its own weight. Blueprints promised certainty, but the real machine had to survive weather, labor, and the slow erosion of every moving part. Some machines were not badly imagined at all. They simply depended on materials, supply chains, and habits the era could not yet provide in time. When workers finally broke through the sealed machine room, they found a device too intricate, too compact, and too precise to belong to the factory's final decades of silence. It was not a triumphal monument, but a contradiction. A machine built to solve a real problem that society never learned how to keep alive. Industrial history is full of such orphaned mechanisms, brilliant, functional, and then quietly forgotten once repairs became harder than replacement. That forgotten machine stands as proof that progress does not move in a straight line, but in leaps, dead ends, and long recoveries. Beneath the streets, hidden pumps, cables, and tunnels keep the city breathing long after the monuments above them have stopped mattering. And when a megaproject failed, it failed in public, because scale had outrun control, and one structural weakness could drag the whole vision into ruin.